Hello everyone and welcome to another round of hashtag PainMess 2025. Last time we had a bunch of pain actually, and I mean, what can we do but enter a new region and have more pain? think we have new tonfas. There's some... Oh.
美濃の兵隊大義である。今宵はよえ。わしは稲葉山の名を岐阜に改め、新たな拠点とし天下取りに乗り出す。
さすがは我が殿。おい、座れって。おい、ははであればこれを機に我らにも新たな名乗りをお許しください。
しゃしゃりでよって二のほどをわきまえ。
藤吉郎の吉、秀千代の秀で義秀、二人で一つの名を
許す。ただし名は秀吉とせよ。二人で一つの名とは古今例がない。他に類を見ぬ働きがお主ら二人であればできよう。まさに仁王のようにな。
信長様は天下取りの第一歩として畿内の完全掌握を狙ってる。しかしこれを阻む越前の朝倉を討たねば西へは進めん。勇んで越前に向かったはいいが、遠征中に強報が届いてな。お市様が腰入れして同盟を結んだ近江の浅井が織田を裏切ったよ。しかし苦境こそ好機。秀吉の名をさらに轟かせるためのな。
Hey, Milan, how's it going now after a few minutes? Go in and save the Kodamas.
はや藤吉郎は撃たれたと見るが妥当。これでみだりに霊石を用いる者はいなくなりますな。
奴は霊石を用いて調和を乱す男。そう踏んだが手間が省けた。聞くぞ利光。
Not using a katana.
よし、時は十分稼げた。俺たちも逃げよう。こっちよ、ついてきて。
Hey Deku, yeah, first one of Nioh 2 actually. I actually streamed through Nioh 1 a few months ago, so this isn't like the first time playing the series, but it's the first time playing through Nioh 2, that is correct. Hey. Already hearing cat. Well, let's see if I find one.
無名殿は先に様子見に行かれました。私はここで藤吉郎殿と小六殿の到着を待ちましょう。秀千代殿はどうぞ先へ。無名殿の後を追ってください。
無名が言うには、この先に行けば安全に敵から逃れられるそうじゃ。無名にゆかりのある土地のようじゃが、森の中から嫌な気配を感じますの。あやかしの住んでおるじゃ。くれぐれも気をつけてね。
あやかしの姿に似せすぎたことが不吉だ。
There we go. I need to get to you from the other side. There we go. Kodama! Let's get Kodamas back to the shrine. Well, I guess that's the way forward for me. Second. Damn.
Yeah, your strong attack is important.
Yeah, but it's just...
That's to extend your combo in high stance.
It's not in high... That's not for high stance.
Should be.
Nope.
What's that for then?
It's just an extension,
Ah, then it's even better.
I guess. Yeah, why not? Let's try it out and then... Oh yeah, definitely gonna take that. Oh, well, yeah, actually. More key is good. Ah, we're here again. Okay. That was definitely just a bit of sidetracking. Ah. There we go. Ain't that hard. I should definitely pump up my reputation level after this one.
これ以上は走れぬ。
What? Okay. What in the unholy Sauron eye is this?
どこだ。どこにいるあやかし。
That... Wait a second, there's just some fuck up in the trees. And this thing. Once again, what in the unholy Sauron eye was that? Shit! Also that there was a Kodama here. The right one. No, go back. Okay. That should be it, but also... God. Yeah, we just have... on Muse searchlights now, I suppose? That's a thing I have to deal with now. I absolutely adore my luck. I see the shortcut. But yeah, I guess time to deal with the Eye of Sauron from now on. Oh, you... Is this the... We are calling all enemies to one spot level, or... You know what? Perfectly opens Painless 2025 today. Just, yeah. Really like that.
Good enemy design.
I guess so, and also Kodama! You know what? Since yesterday, I am... since Saturday or so. Today was it? I'm still just paranoid that I forgot to turn on the stream again. It's good. Like that. Sure. Sure, whatever the fuck you are. Oh, come on! You know what killed me? No, the input wasn't right again. Love that he just introduced this monstrosity by just having it on the bridge. Very fun. Hey Claire, how are you doing? You missed a few fun entries into hashtag Painless 2025. Oh, okay. So, overview. Saturday. I quite literally didn't turn on the stream for half an hour. Had to replay a mission. I know. And then yesterday it was like, hey, side mission. Decide who are you going to support in a mission. And I choose none of them. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna fight both. Let me tell you, Aquaman has hands. So basically, dual fight where, you know, one of them just could hook me like across 1/4 of the whole map. And that was enjoyable. It took me a few tries. Oh. Da, 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 da. So yeah. A few things here and there. happened. But we're in a new region after a week. I mean, I can a few, but basically it's because everyone likes Star Wars, like Star Wars pod racing. I'm still kind of interested in the new Old Republic game. Also, the fact that some people announced a hero shooter that where the name is literally a synonym for Overwatch. Which is just very fucking funny, honestly. But yeah, I mean, it could be enjoyable, who knows? Caliobans, this is a while ago already, but there are a bunch of people who basically had some, they basically, that just say some Nazi shit always on their stream, so I'm like, just, if you like those people, fuck off. Anyway, but yeah, it's very fucking funny, that, they just went out with a hero shooter, but like, aside that, again, High Guard is quite literally a synonym for Overwatch. Also, it looks like it's probably, they don't even know it because none of these people probably know it. They probably, by accident, just made Paladins 2.0, and I do wonder if it even is remotely as good as Paladins, which is very fucking funny. But also, you're probably like, okay, take a wild guess for how long they are working on this game. Because people are like, oh, but these people made Apex Legends. Sorry to disappoint you in this section. They've been working on that game since 2015, apparently. Think about that. Leaving Respawn to found your own studio, and then you're working like 10 fucking years on a hero shooter. You know, I don't know. That doesn't really... Yeah, but like 10 years on a hero shooter is, wow, that's like, you know, you should have noticed over the time that the appeal of hero shooters has just plummeted. Just a teeny tiny... Oh, it's an owl! Anyway... Let's go. Come on, I mean, frankly, this kind of mixture of stuff was kind of a thing back in the day. Like, I give him that. And also, like, I mean, you know, I keep saying people should play, you know, Paladins, and like Paladins is very much that, and I don't hate it. But also like, okay, here's the thing. It's just like, oh yeah, you're basically doing, it's a high fantasy setting, but you know, they also have guns. Okay, good. It's just, how should I put it the best way? Interesting that you all choose to then only do human characters. Like, can we talk about that for a second? Like, you want to have something with movement and openness and variety. Yeah. I mean, hey, it's fine if you have some guns that reload like guns. I'm just also gonna say again, oh, you want to do something that definitely looks more like Paladins than even Overwatch does, and hey, even Overwatch is nowadays stealing from Paladins, just like straight up. Like, ironically, the newest Overwatch character, there was someone who was like, oh yeah, I've been the you know, artist on it, and like, listen girl, I know you probably put a lot of work in that, but I was so close to just quote tweeting that with, quote skating that with, but it's a Paladin's character ripoff, which is just, I don't know, maybe don't. And also, yeah, Paladins from launch. It's like, oh yeah, you have girl with gun, and like, she has her role because, you know, there's a, you know, remember how in Overwatch they were like, oh yeah, McCree is like, you know, supposed to be the revolver from Half-Life. She's the MP from Half-Life. And honestly, fucking fun to play. No, no, no. Ah, the goddamn. Satan, the geometry killed me. L to the F, L to the F, yes. But like, yeah. But you know what's also in Paladins? A tree. It's just a tree that throws axes. That's it. He's really good character, actually. Fucking strong. Just pretty strong. It's just, you know, there's a tree that throws axes. I don't know. It's interesting how all those shooter games just don't do that anymore. Well, you know, they also have how what is it? It's like stone. I don't know what she is anymore. But basically, you know, you put stones on your scepter and fire them on, throw them at your enemies. Also fun. There's just a lot of weird shit. Like, yeah, some have guns, but some guy has a sword. and puts like flaming oil on it and then throws that flaming oil at people. Well, you know, if you have guns, it's like, hey, here's a gigantic fuck-off minigun. How do you reload a minigun? Ah, easy. Demon throws it away, opens portal to hell, pulls out new minigun. There's a variety of bullshit in Paladins, and I am very certain... I'm unsure if that actually is Control 2, because, I know it's the sequel, but also, like, you know, they said they only went into production of Control 2, you know, early this year, so I'm like, really? Well, if that really, you know, they just had to say, yeah, this is a spin-off. Which, I mean, even then I get it. It's the narrative inverse, it makes sense. You know what? I don't know. It could very well be that, to a certain degree, Remedy is, you know, still able to work like a normal studio as, like, you know... Because, you know, if you don't overdo it with your tech, reuse stuff, you can get generally pretty far, I would say. Yeah, I do think, as much as I get why people are quote-unquote pissed that you don't play Jesse, it's just like, first of all, give it the whole game a try first, and like narratively it made sense. Like, here's the thing. Yeah, the first game was you fight your way in while shooting everything down, and her goal was to save her brother. I feel like people forget that. Drove back every Tatari Muko along the way. That was supposed to be hard. Okay. Yeah, that's actually true. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people are like, oh, he's boring. And like, we don't know a lot. Like, they've been separated their whole lives. And crucially, even when they were reunited, like, Jesse didn't even get a real chance to talk to Dylan. Before, you know, he was basically whacked into a coma again. I don't know. That seems a bit sad. Even, and like, you know, the combination of that and the fact that, you know, apparently something went so wrong, you know, she can't leave, so she has to send him out, is, I like that. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you here. I know people wanted more Jesse. It is very fair to say, you know, if you make a game with, like, front and center female main protagonists and characters, it kind of sucks to follow it up with a male protagonist game. But, like, in terms of the internal narrative, this was to a degree like the most logical outcome of all, because yeah, obviously at some point Dylan would do something, and it's kind of Jesse going rogue makes no sense. The end of Foundation was screaming the board are bad guys. Yeah, like that is a pretty big thing actually for her, that she's just like, wait, maybe I should do something here. And fair enough. Like, especially, you know, since Jesse basically came from outside and crucially, you could say that, you know, her becoming the director was also maybe a reason that the previous director gave it to her, so, you know, the board might have a little bit less influence, maybe? But there's a lot of stuff intertwined with this. Yeah, fair. It's just the fact that, like, I get that I'm basically making the total inverse, and, you know, they know that this is probably just risky. Because, like, you know, on one hand, I get the thing with Jesse. I totally get it. I do think, you know, we need more female protagonists in games in general, and it is a shame that Control now just contributes to a degree just to having more, you know, male protagonists on the list. But yeah, in a narrative sense, this all just made the most sense overall, period. That's just a thing. But also, let's not forget that there is a solution to that. It's called force femming, and if Remedy has some guts, they will do it. Seriously, Dylan would probably feel a lot better with some E in this system. But yeah, in the end, it's like, it was a dream talk with Thomas, just he might have been the same person. Hey! Easily fixable, as I said. Honestly, that would probably be the most interesting development they could do. Just the funniest because, yeah. Hello. Back here. There were 2 ways out. Good to know. Interestingly hidden. But yeah, control is like there, and control's coming up. I'm interested. Oh yeah, I mean, they announced the Pragmata demo, and hey, Pragmata is fun. So yeah, I don't know if I would say if Pragmata is for everyone, but it's a game that, you know, I played them. I'm like, I definitely think it will only come together in the full game. But for what it is, it works surprisingly well. Like, I do think, yeah, fair. Which again, people are pissed about, but also like, fair enough. I just do think the biggest problem they might run into this time is simply the fact that I feel like now that they revealed that, you know, they're going with like 2 different playstyles in one game. I do think Grace's campaign might suck in the end. Like, yeah, the thing is, and I will probably, I can probably see how they want to do it. Probably, on one hand, Grace will just have less, period, in the beginning. That's just the thing. She just will have less in terms of everything. So like, you know, you have basically Leon's side where you can just kick, and because I think the biggest question is, and it looked like that from the trailer, which type of zombies are there? And let's just be real here. This looks like T-virus zombies again. And which is fine, but at least with the remake series, they kind of established that, you know, the T-virus zombies are like, you know, you can't really kill them that easily compared to other ones. So you need to destroy the head. Okay, so in Resident Evil 2, they had the whole, you know, you need to shoot them in the leg, so they just start crawling and this saves you ammunition and everything else. Okay, now though, I think the big problem they would have run into, and I feel this might be the linchpin for it. Because every time they showed Grace, they showed one giant zombie thing getting through the door, looking at her, and I'm like, I know what they mean with survival horror. Unkillable modern stalker. They're just doing Mr. X again. And you know what? I will be fucking tired of that. I will play it, but I do think I will probably only really have fun with Leon's side after that. Especially on replay. You know, if it doesn't end with Grace actually ending up having, you know, the same moveset as Leon. Yeah, I don't think this will be fun for replays. Yeah, like, first of all, I think the crucial difference why it worked in Resident Evil 7 and 8 are two things. Okay, because here's a few things. First off, yeah, Baker had personality, but he and his wife were basically just, I mean, I would say his wife was like a bit worse in that regard, but most of the time it was just very small play. Like, 7 was the most condensed game of them all. I still think it has problems, but the crucial part was Jack Baker just patrolled a certain set in the center of the house. So this wasn't a you basically have to run away from him all the time. It was a you have to you dodge him into the side areas and, you know, have a Resident Evil game again. And lo and behold, they did the same structure for Resident Evil 8. Lady Dimitrescu, I would even say, is even more obvious that she just basically has the central hall courtyard, and that was basically it. And you just kind of go between those areas and then give a boss fight, and that was it. Also, both are slow, and you can, crucially, you can run past them. Like, you can just legitimately run past them and they don't hit you, because they also have relatively easy to dodge attacks. They are, you know, yes, they still induce terror in newbies because newbies don't know the mechanics. But, you know, in practice, they are just like, oh, here's an element you have to dodge while going through this area. That's fine. Mr. X sucked. Oh yeah, I know people had terror of him, but like, here's the thing. I said it before, he is just to a degree the worst designed modern stalker. I know everyone holds him up because, like, oh yeah, if you're a newbie, sure, you probably get terror from him. But when you're you know, someone who actually knows the game, so suddenly you have this game about carefully managing your ammunition, you know, and slowly gaining control over the you know, over the police station, and then instead of, you know, maybe introducing varied enemies, new hazards, or something that, you know, changes the control status a bit and you can maybe regain it, you know, that all of that progress isn't flushed down the drain. They flush it down the drain. There's no incentive to fight him, and again, even if you use one of the, you know, unlockable weapons that basically downs him really fast, he's so wide, he just blocks the path. Like, what in the actual fuck is that? And again, I do think defeating him should give you a reward. He should be defeatable, but no. He literally blocks the path. That's like the worst version of a stalker in a game about maneuverability, you know, with a mode. Like quite literally expecting you to be fast. So while it's doable, to a degree you cannot optimize around him that much because he's randomized. Yeah. And I fear they will do this again with Grace, because like they want to have horror. Like again, if they do it so that it's about the mechanical, you know, it's about counting your resources, having a mechanical difference, and then remixing that all of that you can then, you know, go in with the veteran Nioh, just fuck shit up. That would be good. But again, if they take out one more fucking modern stalker, I just like, no, they have lost the plot. This is it's just neither fun nor good. Yep. So yeah, I'm just like, it's gonna be interesting, but I do think in terms of the third-person action game this year, right now I feel I might just have better chances with, you know, Romeo is a Dead Man and, well, Pragmata. I will say, Pragmata definitely feels very much like someone looked at, you know, original Resident Evil 4 and kind of expanded from that, honestly. So, fun fact, by the way, I do think the knights or Kodamas have been found. Good. Yeah, Kodama. So, big thing, by the way. Is, in my opinion, that the hacking works shockingly well in Pragmata. Like, you know, it's that kind of, mechanic that you knew could just suck. Like, imagine, oh hey, you can't really damage enemies if you don't do like a mini hacking game. But also like then you have the thing that this is this mini hacking game, but also it just works. There's a certain fluidity to it that also is like, hey, master me on a mechanical level. You know, while the game apparently is a Metroid style game, like you will have upgrades and abilities, and you know, can come back to areas. There's like a lot of vertical exploration, and you're like, okay. And then the combat is just, yeah, it's just kind of Resident Evil 4 shooting, but also like, you know, oh hey, you need to hit the weak points of the enemies that when they're opened. But you know, your pistol is, how should I put it in the best way? It's recharging, so it's not a reload, it's a recharge because it has unlimited ammo. But also all the other weapons you find occupy 1 of 4 slots, so 4 variants. So there's like red weapons, there's like green weapons, and I don't know what the last one was. But they are limited, so you need to know which do you want to take. The shotgun, because the shotgun does a lot of damage, but you only have like 4 shots with the shotgun, so it's like you actually have to run around and pick up new guns. So like there's a lot of movement and it can get hacking. I was like, I want it to be harder and I want it to be more, because like the stuff I had is just like, shit, this works. Like this is a lot of get it mechanically together. But when you get it, it's really, really fucking good. No. So yeah, I can recommend the Pragmata demo. It felt very good to play, actually. So yeah. I mean, easy. I do think the game really will come together in the you know, the final product, but yeah, it's weird. And you know, I also thought, you know, oh hey, these two talk together. You know, I had the shtick before. It sometimes was it can easily be quite annoying. Surprisingly, it isn't here. So that's just, I think that's my sum up of that's me summing up the Pragmata thing. Was like, I'm surprised this works, and also oh, that's the boss. Oh well. down! But the next time you use a real fucking anti-punk with this image filter is built into mobile OS to take duty and lock it off if you prove. I'm so tired of being gentle. You know what? I said this yesterday, but yeah, UK is just like 1 or 2 law regressions away from like being equal to like on a moral level of being like the Taliban. But like the one difference would be, the Taliban seem to actually care about improving their country, so there we go. Locked in. Yeah, I was locked in. Hi, Rizlot. How are you doing? It's a fun fight. I like alts. I mean, hell, this fight kind of reminded me of how's that all called in Monster Hunter again? There's an old fight since the 4th generation, and genuinely, it's a crime it hasn't come back. Malfenzio. Great one. Okay, what do we have here now? I'm so tired of my weird gentle objects. I still can't believe that's actually a thing. Yep, it fucking sucks. Is what it is. Can't you get a fake ID and get around it or something? Fake IDs are common in America for teens to get into clubs. You can use a VPN. Or get Sam from Death Stranding to do a biometric test for you. NordVPN stopped on the rise. Hello, Nahogas, you too. Hey, Seraph, it goes well. I just killed an owl. Hell yeah. Hoo-hoo, motherfucker. That's a German joke. Ich meine, wir alle kennen die Eule, die immer grüßt. Der Huhu. and I killed my girlfriend. Listen, I'm making the worst bird puns in German, and she just has to laugh from it. Which is good, because first of all, I can make my girlfriend easily laugh, and it's not the one line that sends her over the edge in terms of laughing, which, as we actually found out yesterday, I don't even need to say it. She can say it herself by accident, and it kills her. Not as hard as I do, but it still kills her, which is very funny. That's so annoying browsing normally and hitting an Imgur link on Reddit and realizing you have to pretend to be in Ireland to see the link, because Imgur just shouldn't be fucking to deal with OSA bullshit. Yeah. Like, I don't know. There needs to be some international regulation, like, that, you know, isn't America based, because, like, seriously, America, I do think as a world we can only heal if we wrestle away the whole internet from the Anglosphere. Period. Hey! Mermaid titties. Good mermaid design, though. Oh yeah, cheap views.
幼い私を拾って育てたのはソハヤ州。掟を守り、あやかしを借り続けてきた。ソハヤの刀が光を取り戻すとき、常闇を払い、亡者を清めると聞く。この手に残されていた唾が輝く道筋をようやく示した。
They didn't need to make the jellyfish head mermaid this sexy, but I guess they still did.
みんな成仏できたみたい。
Hey, it's Aquaman. You know what? It's kind of funny how the story right now is just like the goofy friend trip to yokai infested Japan. I vibe with that. Also, just so you know, I don't use it. So on this channel, there are officially no cheap viewers. You all are quality viewers. Hey? Ah, Spider Guy.
家康殿へも加勢を求める早馬柄にもない真似をあれはお味方ですからあれはしんがりが追いついたぞ秀吉め
The Chinese bellflower dagger and 62, 65, 62, 62, 63. A formal match. Clear a way out. Clear learning a lesson. Shadow. Okay. We have a few things to do. But yeah, honestly, Turf Island at this point is just... I mean... I'm just gonna be honest with you here, and like, this isn't about... you know, saying anything should be done. It's just like... How do I think this will end? I mean... That's a legitimate question. Because from what I know, the majority of UK citizens are just pissed off. And, like, rightfully so. Like, I mean, imagine you live on an... You live there and just... Some fuck decides, well... I mean, the thing is, everyone who supports this is gonna be hated. Like, my... Like, how does he think he will stay in as any chance of winning next time? I guess the whole thing is currently just being like, oh, but what if Reform could win? And you're like, the Greens are currently catching up to you. Are you all stupid? Yeah, they probably are not giving a shit. I mean, it wouldn't even surprise me if they just declare the next election illegal. And just try that. Just, you know, might as well. Oh, wait. This is that one level from... Remember Nioh 1, where you, like, first fight Tengus? It's that level. It's not surprising. Like, hell, what do they actually expect when you go and you make make basically everyone in the goddamn country hate you? Period. Just hate you. Because that's what they're doing. And then you have the fun part of, well, fun part, let's just put it like this, of basically like, everyone hates it. You said it already, Claire. Everyone hates this shit. And the only thing I can really think of is the fact that, you know, when you look at the USA and everyone calling for, you know, legal consequences, which is, you know, completely understandable. Completely understandable. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Keir Starmer is currently fucking the country harder than Trump is doing the USA. And Trump is bad. You know, in pretty weird ways sometimes, like his whole golf course bullshit. Yeah. What? Yeah. The irony is that your current parties basically managed to overtake even the fascists. Like, remember when like a few from Reform were like, hey, those Reform laws are just maybe a little bit cruel, and you know, Labour and J.K. Rowling all went on to call them the woke right, and you just sit there being like, holy shit. It was. That was embarrassing. Yeah. I'm like... Yeah. They literally said the woke right on multiple occasions. So like... And legitimately, because the whole, you know, trans women getting put into male prisons and forcibly detransitioned, like, a Reform politician was just literally spelling out that you just literally, like, that Labour is just doing this out of pure cruelty, and like, you know, it's Reform, but she was right about this though. And they just went complete bonkers that someone dared to maybe even imply that their treatment of trans women might just be pure cruelty. Anyway, But yeah. Oh my god, first of all, we don't have, we have a president, but the position she was in is chancellor. Second of all, no, she actually is not chancellor anymore. Since a few years, actually. Also, current one is Friedrich Merz. He's disliked as fuck. Because he's basically... Imagine someone just trying to basically be conservative, but also just, you know, he just kind of tries to be a very classic conservative, and, you know, even fucking fucks up things his clientele, that, like, the fucking car industry is like, dude, stop at a lot of points. But yeah, but I have a lot of UK people. I know a bunch of UK people. I have a bunch of viewers, so I know a bit about it. But yeah, Chancellor, it's Merz, and Merz is disliked for good reasons. Until early this year, it was still Olaf Scholz, but we had a whole thing with the new liberals, quite literally letting the government die because they thought if they just, you know, bullshit everyone, they could, like, get away with it. And no, like, I'm serious. Yeah. like, yeah, we don't have it as bad as the UK, but like, it still sucks. There we go. But yeah. You know what? But at least the one party that basically just weaseled their way back into the government, you know, under the last one, because they could literally just lie to young voters on TikTok, which is insane to think about. Anyway, this is why most young voters are nowadays actually going to different parties. Because, well, the neoliberals lied. Shocking, I know. It ended so badly for them, you know, the whole plan of, oh no, we just need to destroy the government and then blame everything on the Greens. And then we will be elected again, and we can actually go into a coalition with the Conservatives. Yes, that is a good plan. Turns out, you know what happened? So, because they kind of wanted to literally kill the government right after, what's it called, Trump was elected, because, you know, literally for the shock factor, as they said. Funny enough, the Greens and Socialists called their bullshit and just killed it on their own, then openly said these fuckers were killing the government, you know, the coalition, and, you know, they were like, and they have papers that are, you know, literally laid out the plans, and they called them D-Day papers, and everyone was like, are you fucking kidding me? Why are you doing this? And then they were like, no, we totally don't have these kinds of papers. Before someone from them actually just released them. Yep, that happened. And then, literally, the chef of the party, you know, the organizer, just quit. He just was like, no! What the fuck? Because he was like, I didn't know of these papers, and he probably didn't. But also, like, LMAO, the moment he learned that they were real, he was just like, No. I'm not standing for this. It's so funny. Oh well. And yeah. By the way, if you're wondering, they got not re-elected. Their plan, quote unquote, backfired so hard. Like, completely. No, as much as I currently have my problem is with the CDU, and they can just fuck off. Honestly, the last election ended in a few very funny things because, like, first of all, neoliberals are just out of the government. They are just out. Second of all, there was a, we're going back to the fucking Viper Sectum! Hi! It's so... Holy shit, why is it... Are they reusing this all the time? I am in awe. Anyway, so, there was also an interesting split in the left, literally the left as the party, because, you know, a good chunk of them were just, you know, on Putin's payroll, obviously. You know, it's not even that surprising that this is a case, but anyway, basically what happened, So they basically went and made a new, you know, a new party under the leadership and with the same name as their, you know, main bootlegger. And they failed horribly. So the new left actually went back into the Bundestags. They're in stronger than before, but like, they just got their free purge from the Putin people, which is genuinely just kind of funny. Oh yeah, it went so bad for them that the person they rallied behind and founded, you know, founded the party in her name, is now legitimately not even leading the party anymore. And she lost the name. And also there's just no fucking support for them, so... I mean, the whole thing currently is trying to basically say the election was wrongly counted and needs to be recounted. And they kind of hope that that will give them anything, but like, lol. No. It's just... German politics are currently a bit funny to a degree. But yeah. Okay. Why are you using this lever? I don't get it. Oh well. Okay. Ooh, nice. That sounds nice. That sounds good. I mean, I heard that, you know, at least getting seafood is apparently pretty easy in Florida. Mm. Oh, well. Good seafood would be nice again. Da 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 da. Oh, we're not landlocked, no. It's more, like, we're literally living in a harbor city. It's just... I don't know. Getting good quality seafood is, like, not the easiest thing, I would say. I mean, depending on where you are, it's probably easier to get, like, river fish and such, but, I mean, I could probably go to the fish market at some point, but I'm lazy and I don't want to be there at 9 AM. So, yeah. Like, yeah, we're not really landlocked. We actually have... We border, like, 2 seas, so... No, I get you. Like, we, quite literally, we have, access to the North and the Baltic Sea. I mean, there are still some people that think like that. Hey, I mean, also, depending on if Russia implodes, we might actually get Königsberg back. Who knows? By the way, I mean that, like, kind of seriously, because, I do think, if, you know, Russia... You know, actually implodes, I do think that the people in the city / region deserve to be to decide, like, do they want to be independent, do they want to connect to another country, etc. Because right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, see that some people in the Polish government are like, we shouldn't call it Kaliningrad anymore, we should call it by its Polish name. And like, first off, that city was founded by the Teutonic Order. Do you know what Teutonic Order means? Seriously, that region was mostly controlled and inhabited by Germans for longest time. You know, until Stalin purged them. But like, even then, he couldn't purge all of them, and the new people that were forced into the city were basically like, shit, we don't really have an identity, so they kind of just went back to what, you know, the city did before. So there is even a small chance that it genuinely just might lead to them being like, maybe. But in the end, let democracy decide and not... You know... We shouldn't just let one country be like, oh yeah, sir, that is totally our territory. Like, come on, no. But yeah, no, we border the Baltic Sea and the North Sea. We even made a channel between them. So yeah. North and South Kurdish, Königsberg. It's an Ö. I know umlauts are hard. Like, the Kurds are somewhere different. It's more like... Yeah, I mean, in the end, who knows how the political situation in Europe will look like. I just do think we should definitely kind of make Russia lose, because like they're doing it right now. They're expending way too much material and troops to gain barely any progress. But, you know, he has a dipshit in the White House. Somehow you then get them being like, oh, but what if we make a peace that is just all the things they want? And you're like, no, don't do that. Stupid idea. No! Fuck. Oh, hi.
その姿、あやかしではないのか。どうか我が子らを守ってやってくれまいか。
Oh, yeah. The whole Republican Party is just, basically held together by him. And even then, even more crucially, they're also already falling apart because he's just, you know, he's selfish. Like, the thing is, he thinks he can just basically be a dictator now. And despite everything, he's just on his own little weird thing of going like, I just, you know, remember how the Republicans were like, he's going to totally crush Mamdani, and then whoops, totally swooned over Mamdani? And then, you know, Major Telegraph Green just fucking quit politics outright. It's like, they're already pissed because a lot of them are currently realizing, wait, this is the dictator that just, you know, I think the biggest thing that kept MAGA together was just the fact that, yes, Trump was, to a degree, the charismatic figurehead they needed and could all, to a degree, agree on. The thing is just, Trump, as he is now, wants to be a dictator and just do all the shit he wants. No matter how stupid it is. And I do think they all thought they had him under control. But, like, you know, he's just ignoring them, which is, there's a weird power game going on in the USA. I can say that because, like, it basically is, you know, the weirdos, you know, the shitheads around Peter Thiel and cohorts. They're basically doing the whole thing, running the thing right now, but, you know, basically the bottom file and rank cranks, yet they're getting weeded out now, slowly. I mean, how do you think will you react when you know, kind of, you know, to a degree, still went into politics to just achieve a goal. And then the guy that you all elected to, you know, roughly unite your goals, starts doing a fucking weird revenge trip against golf courses in Washington DC. No, I'm literally serious. Okay, so okay, basically, there are a few golf courses in DC that are run by public organization. They're public, you know, they're not. I know this probably sounds weird to a lot of people, but yes, there are golf courses that try to be accessible to people, so that, you know, everyone can, you know, play. That it's not just an exclusive club. And yeah, it's cool, right? And basically the golf clubs are in DC. They are part of the National Park Service, but have been leased for like a few decades to like local organizations that run them. And Trump is basically trying to force them to give up ownership. Yeah, and there they do it. You know, to give up ownership and then be like, oh yeah, you know what? We're gonna use the all the shit that happens, you know, from his ballroom to renovate the golf clubs. And he basically already forced one to just that they can just dump a bunch of shit there. So one of them is currently unavailable because there's just White House rubble on it. And also, you know, he clearly wants them to basically turn them into luxury resorts because, you know, luxury resorts that then someone can buy up because he already was like, you know, they're not really making money. They're not, you know, getting the prestige people, which is like, why should they? They're managed parks where you can play a sport. Anyway, so yeah, it seems like he wants to cripple the golf clubs in Washington DC and probably even buy them, which would just be fucking on brand for him. Yeah, like, you know, I can actually see how golf would be not even a bad sport for a lot of people, you know, if it wasn't, you know, that expensive. And there are certain golf clubs that are, you know, legitimately not about the exclusivity, but about, you know, that people can play, that there's access, that it's about, you know, managing public land. And I think that's good. Not bad, because, like, you know, ponds, etc., like all of the that stuff is still good to have for, you know, animals in between people playing golf. But yeah, also you get onto the fresh air and you need to swing some shit around. But anyway, yeah, he's on a weird revenge with those golf clubs, which is just, again, who is interested in that? Who genuinely is? Definitely not the rest of the cranks. I do think the whole Maga group is just falling apart. Honestly, mini golf is nice. I have never really played golf, so I do think the whole, you know, you need to hit it over like a large green and like actually get a feeling for how things slide. That's actually pretty cool. But yeah, mini golf is fun. Mini golf is just fun. Sadly, don't get to do it a lot of times. Honestly, yeah. I hurt you. I... Yep. That sadly is a thing, but there is a big like people do want it to be like way more regulated and unionized. So I don't know where this one ends up in the end. Yeah. It is, did fuck over Uber though, so it's something. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it is going to be regulated out of existence because, like, I just think, the whole... No! The fucking Tory gate! I do think the worst addition to the whole discourse was because, you know, quite literally COVID happened. And suddenly a lot of people just, well, didn't want to go and, you know, buy shit on their own. And, you know, restaurants, etc. relied on it, etc. You know, unions are not universal here, but I think they are unionizing, and they also striked already. The thing is just, it needs more regulations, and that is like a thing where currently there's hesitancy, but might come. Like, it flared up again. As said, during COVID, a lot of people just suddenly went, yo, you know what, this is actually good, you know, for restaurants, etc. But now it, you know, is like, it's not really. So, yeah. But yeah, at the very least, I can say Uber isn't the same. Like, quite literally. They, because they try to be like, oh yeah, no, it's something different than a taxi, and then the like literally jury and lawmakers were like, no, you are a taxi. So, you know, you don't get, like, I remember, you know, going to ParadoxCon, and some Americans were like, angry that Uber's was not cheap here, and everyone was like, yeah, they're just taxis. They have to pay their employees. So, I mean, hell, I'm not really against the idea that, you know, you have, you can call it a taxi via your smartphone, but yeah. Basically just that. Yep, they're just taxi drivers here. So that's something. They couldn't really wrestle into that market, but you know what the irony about this is? The whole business is going... Oh, that thing is not a... Yeah, that's why, you know, That's like the whole they are not paying their people. But like, I mean, I guess in the USA they were able to wrestle their way in because like that's the whole business model. Just set up shop, and before regulations can come in, just hope that people and just, you know, become so widespread that, you know, you can't be regulated anymore. It's and still not making them profit. Like, how many apes are in the trees? All the apes in the trees. No! Oh. God. was supposed to talk to him, but... Anyway. Yay! Okay, I mean, we started a little bit later. Agonia said I could go a bit longer today, and I still have one side mission. I have this weird online mission, but I do not know what it is, so I will not touch it. I am afraid. I am afraid, and I am too afraid to ask Nioh. Ah, it's just a fight. A shadow's duty. Oh! Hi! The Obsidian Samurai. I didn't expect him to find him this early, but it makes sense. He is a Nobunaga.
But he's good for farming. Like, ability points and stuff.
I don't even get him. Why? Okay, they made him much more tanky in this one.
Yeah. Or you're just way weaker than an Irish guy.
Weaker than some Irish.
Come on.
So do not forget your stick.
Which isn't loaded.
Not
Yes, I don't forget it, but still.
What? Easiest would be if you just kill him.
Shut up!
This is fine.
He just goes up and instantly to... What the fuck is it? Ah.
You still have lots of points to spend, by the way.
I mean here?
Not here, just in general.
I guess. Yeah, I wanted to get that. I want my health restored. Also, Tonfa. I didn't know which mission to clear.
Then you haven't found it yet, I guess. I mean, I can look it up if you want.
I guess, yes.
Which skill is it?
Apocalypse. It's called Apocalypse.
I see Poison Shuriken too.
No, that's not it. It's here. Like lightning. Okay.
Come on.
You need lots of Tonfa proficiency to unlock it. Similar things with a Tonfa, like this guy.
Let us begin.
No. Oh. Problem is, best way to fight him is high stance. Period. But high stance is, oh god, my key management.
See, he's a good training partner.
Come on.
Yeah. No flux, no nothing. Right?
Problem is, I should not use flux. Because the moment I go into another stance, I can't even get his key down.
Oh, no. You just need to use it a bit sooner than a perfect key holds. Since you still get key back. And you also unlock the square attack after your heavy attack.
Yeah.
To prolong the combo, right?
Yes. Let me just try this.
Come on.
It's so stupid.
He's a heavy guy.
What?
Heavy guy, much hyper.
Yeah. I'm so fucking. It's so fucking funny how his boss fight in Nioh 1 was just this pushover and.
Come on.
There we go. Just getting into the rhythm. Ah, much better. Hey, Yaska.
You have earned this.
Hey, remember how all the right-wingers lost their shit about Assassin's Creed Shadows and, you know... major, big Japanese action game series. He's just in there. In 2 games. He's gonna be... Listen, Obsidian Samurai is gonna be in Nioh 3 as well. They always had him in the base game. Granted, Nioh, he was like one of the latest bosses and a bit of a pushover, but... they keep having him! I swear, if he's just also early in Nioh 3, it's gonna be so funny again. Because then you can generally just point out how hypocritical these pieces of shit are. So, by the way, what is an online mission? Maybe click on it. Yeah, not touching Twitter anymore. Like, it's just a den of, crap. Like, right-wing crap. And you know what? They managed to actually get, the normies off. So they're literally right now, like, people on Twitter are quite literally begging normies to come back. Because turns out, until then, a lot of people endured bullshit on Twitter. They didn't like it. They just endured because, you know, if you wanted to talk, you gotta go there. But also, now? You know what? A bit down, but it gives me actually life drain. I have a set now to degree for a while. It's good. Melee damage versus yokai up, life drain on melee kill. That's good. Yeah, like that's actually, by the way, Claire, that's actually a pretty important thing. I do feel a lot of people are missing when it comes to a lot of people really forgot, because like if you want to go and actually, you know, have something like just generally have okay, the thing about online, okay, so let's start from here. Social media. There are certain dynamics that I think a lot of people overlooked and do not understand. First off, right-wingers always, I mean always, need center to center left people in their vicinity. Their whole existence is based on spite. So let's just nail that down for it. Let's put a pin in that. They exist on spite. The thing they did on Twitter, which they themselves apparently never realized that they did, was basically just going and making people's lives harder, making everything annoying, but they were always working inside of, plausible deniability. So, if someone actually came and was like, yo, it was always like when someone went overboard, yeah, this was a, worthwhile sacrifice. Also, let's just be real here. The people that ran Twitter were already stupid enough to, basically have the platform in a way designed that it can be abused. But, not enough. So now, and I'm gonna say this is a big upside, the problem is Blue Sky has one thing that, and this is what you see how these people talk and try to talk it down. Blue Sky has one thing that basically makes it much, much more resilient to right-wingers than any other platform, which is the nuclear block. Like, you block a right-winger or anyone you just dislike, who cares? They're gone from that conversation. Like, on Twitter, it was still other people could see it. They could work with that. Blue Sky, fucking nothing. So when they tried going onto Blue Sky, they just realized that a lot of, that the mechanics working against them were so strong, they couldn't really, get the footing, because their thing is always, again, they need to be where, center to center left, center left to left people are, because their whole existence is spite. But they also need that the structure of the platform is just enough open that they can keep a conversation going. Again, Blue Sky is toxic to them because everyone who just smells right-wing bullshit can instantly nuke that discussion. And crucially, then you'd think, oh, so this is why I want everyone back on Twitter. So Twitter is now the problem. When Elon took over, well, Elon is an idiot. He's a self-absorbed dipshit idiot, and they basically did speedrun the development process of modern MMOs in record time. Because the thing is, if you ever wonder why are MMOs nowadays bad, the thing is, they removed all the friction. They did all the things the loudest fanbase in the forum screamed for, because they were like, well, it always took so much time, being in a tavern and finding a group in chat. Why can't I just hit a button and have a group finder? Destroy the social network of MMOs, etc., etc., etc. A lot of stuff got so much streamlined, or like, oh, I just want to play the end game. So everything in between just got delegated to quite literally filler, that had no worth. And everyone was like, that's just how it is. Meanwhile, Twitter had a certain regulatory body about, how it was structured, because, yeah, it sucked. And honestly, if it ever gets sold off from Elon, they should definitely at least introduce the nuclear block option, because holy shit. The thing is just, and maybe just nuke the algorithm altogether, because, again, I get to a few things about Blue Sky. The thing is, Twitter became unpleasant instantly because the Nazis were still annoyed by the block feature. Keep in mind, the way the block worked on Twitter benefited them. I know this is counterproductive to think because it says block, but it benefited them because it kind of just cut the people, the person most annoyed out of the conversation, but kept it open to everyone else. This wasn't a block. This wasn't like remove someone from a conversation. This was remove yourself from the conversation. And this is why it worked for them. Now, the illusion that you could just, block and move on is gone. So everyone who would be annoyed by that, a lot of people are gone. The whole, bots are running rampant because, you somehow need to push that engagement up. So people leave. Like, the moment shit gets fake, people leave. And this is why they want them to come back, because they can't just switch platforms. As said, Blue Sky right now is toxic to them. Because the block function on Blue Sky actually removes them from the conversation instead of removing the conversation initiator from the conversation. There's a big difference there. Also, hey Cine, welcome to the final moments and talking about social media ecosystem topics. You know what? I kind of do want to get to honestly, I get you. I think the Fediverse just has the big problem that people do want to have, regulated, centralized aspects, and that is understandable. Meanwhile, the Fediverse is, the biggest example is you have people quite literally just running wild with transphobia to a degree, which is just like, holy shit. Because the problem is with the Fediverse, to make it actually pretty blunt, the people that can actually set up instances are very few that actually have the money and knowledge on how to run one. And a lot of them are not doing it to actually have, a well-organized social media. They are doing it because, that's prestige. It's the same idea of owning, a guild. Also, that's a lot of bandwidth. Yeah, there's a lot of mental bandwidth, I know. Like, also, a lot of people don't want to moderate, or they just want to, more importantly, they don't want to make rules that are generally accepted and even, can be applied to them. Again, a lot of people just want fiefdoms, not, social media websites. Primal instance tenable. Yeah, it's, I am on one, but also, like, it's down right now. So, if this is just, they didn't care to pay money or something and never announced anything about that, cool, then all my data is gone before I could migrate. Wonderful. Anyway, I do think the structure Blue Sky has right now is better, but literally just some people, they should just be better organizers to run, a good Blue Sky instance, basically. yeah, a lot of people want the forum, but also, yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. But like, again, what I want to say, again, the main problem with Mastodon is just there are so many fucking transphobes running instances. It is insane. Like there were like mass decouplings just because, you know, someone just spread a false rumor. Oh, cool. And every one of them believed it. And we're like, oh, look, we're doing the right thing.
ここはわしの自慢の茶室。写しよと隔たれた隔離用の前を。お主もうすらとは気づいておるようだがな。
You know, to actually make it a bit more easier with Slot, it's like basically someone runs a server on which basically a Twitter-like thing runs, but it's more Tumblr to a degree, like on how long you can post. And the idea is that they're all completely separate instances, and you can synchronize with some of them. So, you know, you see what everyone posts in those other networks, those federated networks together. That's basically the idea. Yeah.
いやいや、気を悪くいたすな。わしは風変わりなものに目がなくてな。お主はなかなか面白い。今後に期待しておるぞ。
It's alright, I would say. Like, again, if it's set up, you shouldn't bother with it. But again, who's setting it up? Who's running it? Where is it running? What are the moderations? It's... yeah.
今の世はまさに戦国。お主は写し世において、隔離世においても様々な者どもの想念が形をなし、やむことなく争っておる。
But yeah, basically to come back, the right-wingers basically turned Twitter into Truth Social 2.0 in the sense that everyone who, you know, everyone who just is ignorant enough to stay on there and thinks there is something going on there, and, you know, everything you see is valid, like, listen. The moment you realize how much more natural especially, you know, trending tags are on Blue Sky, the more you realize how much Twitter is just guided bullshit. Like, for example,
これは隔離世における日の本。写し世との違いを見比べると実に面白かろう。すでに滅びて久しい武家が勢力を誇っておったりするからのう。感慨深いわい。どうじゃ、お主も一つこの隔離世の日の本での勢力争いに加わってみぬか。お主が関われば一層面白くなりそうな気がするでの。
oh hey Knight, yeah, to wrap this one up, I should choose a clan, so I'm still thinking who would fit very well onto my build, well, at least Tompas especially. But sticking to Twitter worries about more numbers, and everyone who gets somewhere else realizes numbers are bullshit. They actually see more meaning. Yeah, like, I do think a lot of people don't realize that you should actually, you know, retweet/retweet more on Blue Sky, because that actually brings shit to attention. But like, the number one thing I noticed on Blue Sky is, if something actually happens that that is worthwhile in, you know, gaming or politics, it will be discussed. Like, for example, people are rightfully pissed at Fortnite. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Tim Sweeney, maybe stop hanging out on Twitter because they artificially suppress that because they don't want you to know that people are pissed about your pro-turf action. The thing is, and this is kind of important here,
And depends on what you want to do. Since I think you just want one playthrough,
yeah,
I think maybe Toyotomi would be good because you probably won't.
more Amrita and life recovery. So, yeah, it sounds good.
It's pretty good in the beginning. It levels you a bit fast and it gives you life recovery through Amrita. Because later, if you multiple playthroughs, you can make sets and stuff, so you get it on your own.
Yeah, and I can change clan anyway, I think.
Yes.
So then let's do that. Yeah, I'm going to Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Our clan. But, yeah, the thing I want to point out is that, by the way, if the audio is weird, just tell me. If I'm not, good to listen to. So, the key thing here is, it's all fake on Twitter, and basically they're only pushing what they want to see. But if you actually look at, Blue Sky, yeah, people are pissed at Fortnite and are in rows saying they just will uninstall it. Which, that is organically, and you should maybe fucking worry that something like that is the main trend right now, the moment it was clear they're adding Harry Potter to Fortnite. That is actually a much better indication on how this happens, instead of, the artificial, basically Elon has a button to decide what is currently relevant, and it's only just weird right-wing bullshit. But also, what do most people tweet about and skate about on Blue Sky? Sport. There is so much sport. And ever remember how this was also normal on Twitter before they actually, I know some hashtags originated naturally, but remember that there was a time before they tuned the whole hashtag algorithm and added a hashtag algorithm on Twitter for more engagement. Remember how also sport just trended a lot? Because turns out, stuff like Twitter was mainly used by sports people. Or, people with interest in sport. Yeah, they also play video games, but they like talking about sport. Normal people shit. And I know I'm not a big sport fan. Maybe, you know what? I'm genuinely thinking maybe I should just get into American baseball or football, just so I can actually have fun with that, because that's normal. People like that. That should actually be the main thing on social media. It's sports season and people talk about their sport. I do think if they actually made maybe a separate hashtag category for sport, and you could maybe filter those by country. They still cling to Twitter too. Oh no, I mean more talk about the people, to talk better with people on Blue Sky about that, because it probably seems interesting. I mean, the only thing I know about MLB is that the Mets will never win. And I got a few laughs from that, so I guess I'm onto something here. But yeah, ultimately, that is normal. Oh. Did I hit a nerve? Yeah, rip them. They definitely dead next year. What the fuck? I don't even know. I just know this is a joke and I repeat it. The Mets. And also, thanks to the new Pope, I know there is a beef going on between I think socks and how were they called again? Like there's Chicago beef. So yeah. But still. But again, sport is normal. To the point I would genuinely actually recommend Blue Sky sort all of the sports stuff into one tab. Because like else it will just clog everything up. It would be interesting. Had a probability of almost their collapse spectacularly last year. Now Stearns is making all sorts of questionable decisions, getting all the iconic players leave. Damn. Yeah, I can see. Ooh, I can see how that is probably not helping the fan base. Interesting. Again, like I know I would have like minimal upside from that, but I do think the biggest thing Blue Sky could do to actually update their whole website navigation, and something that all of the instances should like probably adopt, is have us like give a separate tab just for sport. Maybe make one specific for the country someone logs in from, and then have, you know, just a general tab that isn't sport. Because here's the thing. So everyone has a general sports tab, cool. Someone has a, you know, for your country personalized sports tab. Hey, cool. So that would mean I could maybe see what, you know, the football in Germany is up to this time. That would be cool. And everyone else isn't getting drowned out by sports. That is, in my opinion, like the best thing they could add to Blue Sky. Because people want to talk about sports, obviously. Also, but supposedly there has been infighting in the clubhouse between a few star players as to who is captain material, so it's probably partially on purpose. You know what? That's the... You see, I make a joke about the Mets, and you drop like a whole drama story about what is going on in the club. This is what I mean. People writing about sports is normal because all of this shit is why people are into sports. You know? But yeah, again, that is why I think how Blue Sky would be improved. Just genuinely cater more to the sports people. And also, since I will also, by the way, you happen to have a New York person in chat. Also, New York is literally one of the few cities in the USA I do want to visit one day. You know, when you're maybe not that shit anymore as a country as it is right now. But yeah. So the thing is, I was gonna say that. But yeah, basically, those are the things. Oh, you know what's also always trending? They could just make a hashtag that has always a separate spot. Because I say every most stuff on Blue Sky is sport, but you know what is always there, consistent every single week? Hashtag Catterday. Remember Catterday? Remember how that was a thing on Twitter? Again, until they fucked it over with a hashtag algorithm? Remember that people every week just posted their cats? Like, yeah, because, oh hey, we have a, you know, basically, like, we have one day in a week where you post your felines, and everyone who has a feline, you know, by the way, that's the thing, you own cats, your whole thing, you know, your whole personality is to a degree making pictures of your felines and showing it to other people. So obviously, there are going to be so many felines on there, and it's wonderful. Do you just know, you know, the week sucked. It's Saturday. You're just like, fuck it, I want to relax, and you're like, there's just a thing you can click on, and then there are cats. That's a healthy society. If you come leave your fentanyl at home, it's cheap. I don't know. I think if I ever visit the USA, it's like, I know someone who I would probably crash at and would visit. I probably would try to at least, because he lives in Washington, so, you know, I would probably try and get at least one Acela ride to New York. I don't know if I ever visit. Honestly, I think Florida is probably one of the few regions I would generally like to visit to a degree, because the Everglades are just fascinating. Like, the best part about the USA, in my opinion, is you have a lot of wilderness, and that's the interesting part. Like, I mean, you know, maybe hitting Chicago at some point. Like, there are not a lot of cities I'm like, I want to visit that. Maybe Philadelphia, maybe Chicago, you know. But like, otherwise it's visiting a friend. Definitely want to see New York. Then, you know, 2 cities maybe. Otherwise, definitely want to take the Acela train and maybe take a train ride. I know the trains are suck, but like, everyone outside of Philadelphia will say not Philadelphia. Oh, you know what? I know that, but also, that's kind of want to visit Philadelphia at least once. I just want to be like, is it really that bad? Because I've been to Berlin a few times, and that black tax hole is definitely at least worth visiting for the day. I couldn't probably live there. I mean, I could probably if I had no other option, but I don't really want to. Oh yeah, fun fact. Yeah, Berlin is, while it is our capital, Berlin is literally a black hole of tax. It just sucks up taxpayer money. It's not a profitable city. Hamburg is, Frankfurt is, Cologne is, Munich is. A lot of cities are profitable. Not Berlin though. Assuming I have been concerned about certain cities born of specific decades, it's impossible to say. Philadelphia has a more compelling baseball team than the Mets at this point. That's something. Oh well. But yeah, that's what I think. Like, again, people talking about sport, people posting their cats every Saturday. That's how social media is, and I hate the fact that people are like I grew up in apparently the highest human trafficking city in Ohio and only learned about that in my teens. Okay, that's interesting. I've not aware if a city is financially stable. I mean, yeah, that's actually, I mean, that's the thing, you know. I know we also have suburbs, but like, yeah, most municipalities and cities make money from taxes. They're not making less here, so shit gets taxed. What a concept. But yeah, I mean, the American suburbs are basically killing that. Yeah. And sometimes you really do not know what is like the story of your town, but damn, highest traffic, and that is a thing to say. But yeah, it's just why I would say, like, you want to have a social media. Yeah, I mean, you can use the Fediverse, but like at this point it's blue sky. And it's very funny that people on Twitter just now realize they actually scared everyone away and they actually can't just change platforms. Because the one platform that they could move to is just literally toxic to them. And I'm happy and I will enjoy that as long as it still exists. From another team at the time, I don't even know if it was actually true. Oh! Oh. That's at least still something. But yeah. Well, you know, if you know some people and, you know, there's a you know, you have on like a good Discord server where people talk, yeah, that's also still fine. I'd say there are a lot of forms how to keep keep contact with people in current times, so just don't use Twitter. Like, it's just literally the Nazi cesspool. And I will remind everyone. Just look up what the ASCII number of capital X actually is. And just leave that fucking fascist platform, okay? Just do it. Also, that, what I just said probably also answers why he always wanted to have a capital X everywhere. Yeah, again, ASCII number, capital X, and you will understand so much.
Sad for the capital X, I think.
It is very much. It just...
Because the capital X on its own is a cool letter.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we all are a little bit teenage edgelord in that regard, but...
It isn't cool when he does it.
It has a completely different meaning, so... Yeah. Oh well. I think see you all tomorrow. There is Pew Pew time then. And EDF on Wednesday. But yeah, tomorrow is just normal Pew Pew time. Just talking and Pew Pew and enjoying. Have a good night, everyone, and hope you had fun on hashtag Painless 2025. I don't think it was that painful, but the Eye of Sauron definitely gave me some pain, so points for the Eye of the All of Sauron for just looking at me and being angry. Kinda hated that. It was very annoying. It was mild on the pain scala. You know, I deserve a break from Aquaman since yesterday and my inability to actually open a stream. Oh yeah, fun fact. Apparently, I didn't even forgot to start the stream. It was started. It just then ended for half an hour, and I didn't notice. So, yay to me! I am absolutely competent at this whole streaming thing. Yeah. Hashtag Painless 2025. Wonderful round. We'll soon be back. We're hitting soon the 4th advent of Pain Mesh 2025, so let's do this. Have a good night, everyone, and see you all tomorrow. Bye!